Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Rico Paradigm Global. My name is Rico. And today I want to have a candid conversation about what to plan for before retiring in the Philippines. What I want to let you guys know is don't underestimate the Philippines. If you're planning on just visiting the Philippines, that's one thing. But if you're planning on staying here for the long term, there's some things that you must consider first. First thing you must consider is that you have to have a plan. Not just a plan, but you have to have at least 3 plans. Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. Plan B must be solid. Plan A might fail, but Plan B is very important, and C as well. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of times we do research about the Philippines. Some people, like for instance, myself, I do 2 years worth of research before I come down here. And then when I set foot in the Philippines, and I've been in the Philippines for like about a year and so now, I realized that there's a lot of things that I didn't know about the Philippines that I've learned while I'm here. And I was placed into a tight spot, occasionally, and it was quite difficult for me. So that's the reason why I said you should have plan A, B, and C, because I did initially have a plan A. Then I said, this is a solid plan, it's going to work out. And then when I come down here, it just didn't really work out the way I anticipated it is. And then the plan C was kind of like uncertain, because I was like saying to myself, there's no reason for me to go to plan B, because I know plan A is going to work out. It should work out. The thing is that you have to realize is, no matter how sure you are about a plan working out, sometimes it can fall apart, especially if you didn't spend like 6 months to a year here prior to retiring here. It can fall apart. So that's the reason why I say to have a plan A, B, and a C. And plan B has to be solid, because most likely plan A won't pan out. What I do in the Philippines currently is I do like real estate. I rent back home. I have like a house in America, which is like a rent-own kind of deal. And here, I also have a property here. This is something that I wouldn't recommend anyone to do, because, as you know, expats cannot own property in the Philippines. And if you put the property into a Filipina's name, you're taking a big chance. The risk is very high, especially if the relationship doesn't work out. Then you have to split the property with your Filipina. So there's a lot of things that you have to take into account. If you're talking about remote work here in the Philippines, that's not easy. So you can try remote work, but I think the best thing for you to do is to make sure your remote work is copacetic back home before coming to the Philippines. Because if you're in the Philippines and you're trying to do some kind of remote work, it's going to be kind of difficult, because you have to go online, apply for jobs. I'm hearing expats saying something like they've been waiting for months for a response from some of the companies that they apply for. And you don't want to be put in that situation, especially if you have a limited amount of savings. So the thing you have to take into account is preparation is key, because once your money run out, then you're in trouble. You have to have a solid backup plan. I know a lot of YouTubers say that coming to the Philippines is like a dream come true. Everything will just pan out or work out. It's not. That is not the case when you come to the Philippines. You have to have backup plans after backup plans, because there are going to be surprises. And it's mostly with the bureaucracy and different situation. A lot of people think it's minor, but sometimes it can be a big problem, especially when you're low on funds. So that is something that you have to take into account when you come to the Philippines. I'll go more into details on what to do when you get to the Philippines. A lot of people recommend that you try to get in touch with the expat community and see what they can do to kind of like guide you through the whole process. But there are some things you got to take into account, especially when you come down here. Not everybody's ready is ready to just talk to you. You know, sometimes you could reach out to people. It could take them a while before they even get to you, or they might not even get to you at all because they're quite busy themselves. So you're pretty much, you're pretty much on your own. Just have to just figure things out. It does take some bravery coming to the Philippines. It's you have to be brave because I know a lot of people are hesitant about it. They need some kind of guidance. But you just have to come down here, just make your mistakes. Never, don't fear something you don't understand. Take a chance and just come down here. So yeah, another thing you guys have to expect is expect to be treated unfairly in the Philippines. Sometimes, especially in immigration, because sometimes you'll be paying a certain amount, especially for a visa. If you this is like if you're not married to your Filipino or anything like that. Like if you're paying a certain amount for your visa for the first couple times or so, you'll be paying something like 1,800 pesos, and then the price could just jump to like 1,900 pesos. And then suddenly, one day you go into the immigration office and they just hit you with 4,000 something pesos that you have to pay, which is like quadruple what you normally pay. So there's like a lot of surprise charges. Like they don't tell you ahead of time that you're going to be charged these charges, they just happen. So it's something that you just have to expect and you have to prepare for and make sure you have enough money to take care of those surprise charges because you might feel like it's unfair to you, but that's just how they operate in the Philippines. Another thing you have to take into account, which I had to learn the hard way, is if there's like medication that needs to be got. Sometimes it's hard to find medication in the Philippines. You might have to. It's like you have to go from one place to the next. You'll be going from different towns and stuff. Sometimes the hospital doesn't really recommend like alternative medicine. They would actually tell you one particular medicine, have you go all over the place looking for that medicine, and then later on, if you can't find that medicine, then the hospital will say, "Oh, just check for this one," and then you have to look for the other one, the alternative. It's inconveniences like that can cost a lot of time and money. Kind of give you the runaround, so you just got to look all over the place for it. So yeah, so inconveniences comes with the territory. You just have to expect it and just have to have a lot of patience, especially when you're doing business in the Philippines, because getting angry is not going to solve the situation. If anything, getting angry about the inconveniences would just make your situation worse, and they probably just have you wait longer because they understood that you're frustrated. So even if you're frustrated in the Philippines because of whatever it is, you have to try to calm your nerves and speak slowly and not too harsh, because if you raise your tone, they'll be offended by that, and it just there'll be a lot of misinterpretations, misunderstanding, and things could quickly escalate. So yeah, so inconveniences comes with the territory, so it's one of those things you have to expect. All right, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, share, and I'll talk to you next time. Have a good day.